have to say, what a powerful role you play as Carrie's mom in this movie. She's such a deeply religious mother.
Yes,
Just spoke to Kim, and she said having you come on board was such a dream come true for her, and you and Chloe, interacting, working together was just amazing, great chemistry. What made you want to be involved in this film?
I love the book. I've always loved the book, and I was very interested in what Kim had to say about the relationship, about the mother-daughter relationship. Kim is very interested in relationships, in actors, and character, and what happens between people. And Stephen King, has written such an interesting story, really, about relationships and the effect of social isolation. What happens when people are marginalized. And so there's a lot of material to kind of draw on. So you don't feel like you're working strictly on a genre film. It's really a film about relationships as well.
And did you get a chance to talk to maybe moms that consider very controlling, very possessive, very obsessive, trying to keep their kids safe?
I worked mostly from the book. He gives her such a tremendous backstory. Talks about how Margaret was kind of an outcast in her own family and then joined this religious cult and found them to be too permissive, too liberal, so left with the man that she married, and they formed their own church. They had their own church with their own rules, and then when he died, she was pregnant but didn't even know she was pregnant, and thought she was dying of cancer, and then gives birth to this baby. So you think, with that kind of a story, with that kind of a setup, she's obviously pretty disturbed and has set up her own kind of rules for living, and then her daughter is really the only kind of contact she has. That's her sole relationship, and she's very, very protective and very possessive in that relationship.
And that can be scary. Although, she has her heart in the right place. She wants to keep her daughters safe.
Yeah.
But the things that she done to her daughter is quite extreme, like locking her daughter in the closet.
Of course.
That is not something that, any parents would want to do to their kids,
she's clearly very abusive,
And so can you share with the viewers what are some of the challenging scenes for you to do in this film?
Well, I love Chloe so much. She's such a delightful girl. She's so smart and talented and present and fun and lively, and we had such a great time together. And, plus she was an actual adolescent. She was only 15 when we made this movie. So I felt personally protective of her. I wanted to make sure that she felt safe and comfortable with me. And so anytime I had to do anything physical with her, it was awful. Because I didn't want to push her. I didn't want to hurt her. I didn't want to, I wouldn't do it. And she'd be just like, just do it. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Just do it. I can take it. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah, so that was what was hard.
I just saw you in Don John last week.
Oh, cool.
And so, last week Don John with Julianne Moore, this week Carrie, and two very different roles.
They're pretty different,
So the preparation for you probably must be very different as well, yes? This role that you're playing, Margaret, she's pretty miserable the entire time on screen.
Yes, she is pretty miserable,
you can see that sometimes she has to do certain things, kind of abuse herself in a way, just to think that would help her.
I think it's like, I was interested in that element too, because that she's trying to create that she's punishing herself as well. Just that even the punishment for having the child that she thought she shouldn't have, so there's any time that she uses it obviously to punish Carrie, but then she hurts herself, and she's a deeply disturbed individual.
It's good. I have to say, great job, Anna, Julianne.
You.
It's what a great film I like. I don't remember the original, so I enjoy this one.
Yeah, you're too young for it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.